Pittsburgh Trivia is a production of Warrior House Media.
Welcome to Pittsburgh Trivia with your host, Jim Cannon, where uncovering the crazy truth and trivia about Pittsburgh is just the beginning. And who knows, you may even learn a few things in the process. We know life can get pretty interesting around Pittsburgh. Speaking of interesting, did you know that?
Hi, and welcome to Pittsburgh Trivia, an interactive show that will test your knowledge of all things Pittsburgh and the surrounding region. I'm your host, Jim Cannon. Thanks for joining me. Before we get started, please note our website, pittsburghtriviapodcast.com, where you can go to find the latest episode. And you can also subscribe to be notified when those episodes are posted. The show is absolutely free. So here's how Pittsburgh Trivia works. There are 3 rounds. The first round consists of 5 random questions, most of them pretty easy. The second round is another 5 questions, though slightly more challenging material. And the final round is just one much tougher bonus question. That's a grand total of 11 questions in all. For each round, I will read the question and give a 5-second pause before going on to the next one. At the end of each round, I'll repeat each question before revealing the answers, along with some supplemental information. See, you can have fun and learn some things too. So those are the rules. If you're ready, let's get started. Round 1, question 1. What well-known national retail chain, known for their logo featuring a single star, moved into the Kaufman's building downtown in 2006? Question 2. This one is for the kids or the millennials. Add-on packs released in 2008 and 2018 for this popular video game are set in a post-apocalypse Pittsburgh. Question 3. Carlow University is named after a county in this country. And question 4. This pizza stop opened in 1953 and is known for serving their pizza with cold toppings, otherwise known as Ohio Valley or Steubenville-style pizza. What is the name of the restaurant? And question 5. This open-air museum, located on Arch Street on the north side, features a display of random objects like pink flamingos, plastic dinosaurs, painted doors, and even furniture. All right, we kind of glided through the first 5 questions, and I think with maybe one exception, those shouldn't have been too difficult. But let's go check the answers and see how you did. Round 1 answers. Question 1. What well-known retail chain, known for their logo featuring a single star, moved into the Kaufman's building downtown in 2006? And the answer is Macy's. Kaufman's department store was founded in 1871 by Morris Jacob Henry and Isaac Kaufman as a men's store on the south side. It moved downtown in 1877, where its clock at the corner of 5th Avenue and Smithfield Street became a meeting place for generations of Pittsburghers. Kaufman's grew to be one of the most prominent department stores in the city, and for much of the first half of the 20th century, it was run by Edgar Kaufman, who is also known for commissioning architect Frank Lloyd Wright to design the iconic Falling Water. The May Company acquired Kaufman's in 1946 and added branches throughout the suburbs. In 2002, Kaufman's flagship store closed. Macy's moved into the building in 2006. Question 2. Add-on packs released in 2008 and 2018 for this popular video game are set in a post-apocalypse Pittsburgh. And the answer is Fallout. Pittsburgh is basically in ruins and is known as the Pit, P-I-T-T, and it's a survival scenario. It's also referred to in Fallout 76, which was one of the expansion packs. Now, I've never played either one, so I can't comment on the cool factor, but I did grab a description from the Wikipedia page. I don't want to read the whole thing, but basically the Pit, nicknamed the Steel City and gateway to the west before the war, is a raider-dominated region within the ruins of Pittsburgh. It was established in the aftermath of the Great War by local gangs, and by 2103, they had control over the raider settlement. So it sounds interesting, sounds fun. Again, I haven't played it, but I'm sure some of you have. And question 3. Carlow University is named after a county in this country. And the answer is Ireland. Carlow is a private coeducational Catholic university located in the heart of Pittsburgh. It was founded by the Sisters of Mercy in 1929, and the Sisters of Mercy had actually arrived in Pittsburgh in 1843 from County Carlow in Ireland, hence the name. In question 4, this pizza stop opened in 1953 and is known for serving their pizza with cold toppings, otherwise known as Ohio Valley or Steubenville-style pizza. What's the name of the restaurant? And that is Beto's. They're down on Banksville Road. This style of pizza did not, I want to say that again, did not originate in Pittsburgh, but we have certainly made it famous. And I have to say, if you go online and you see any discussion about pizza in Pittsburgh or national pizza rankings, the amount of hate toward this cold topping pizza from people in New York and Chicago is astounding. It's like they take it personally. And question 5. This open-air museum located on Arch Street on the north side features a display of random objects like pink flamingos, plastic dinosaurs, painted doors, and even furniture. And that is Randyland. It was started by Randy Gilson in 1995, back when buildings on the north side weren't the hot commodity they are now. And if you've been to Randyland, and you know what it is, but for those of you who have not been to it, it's really difficult to accurately describe what you'll walk into if you stop by this place. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun, lighthearted place, but it's just so unique. Well, how did you do on those? If you got them all, great job. And if not, hey, we have 5 more questions on the way. Before we jump in, though, if you're enjoying the show, please consider subscribing so you'll be notified when the next episode goes up. The show is free, and it keeps going because of you, the listener. You can also check us out on social media. You can grab the direct links from our website, pittsburghtriviapodcast.com. We thank you for your interest, and thank you for listening. Okay, here we go with round 2. Question number 1. Mount Washington wasn't always called Mount Washington. What was its original name? Question 2. The Pittsburgh Hornets, who started in Detroit as the Olympics before relocating to the Steel City, played from 1936 to 1956 at the Duquesne Gardens, disbanded when that arena was torn down, and then started playing at their new home, the Civic Arena, in 1961. The Hornets were a minor league team for what sport? And question 3. This male comedy trio was known for their slapstick movies in the 1930s and 40s and played many shows in Pittsburgh over the years, including at Kennywood, the Regent Theater, and the Holiday House in Monroeville. Question 4. In the 1850s, whale oil was the predominant source of energy for lighting, but the huge demand had brought the world whale population close to extinction. In 1859, Edwin Drake applied the same technology being used in salt mines to find a solution to the fuel problem. What did Drake do? Question 5. This grand structure sitting at 600 Penn Avenue was originally built as the Loews and United Artists Penn Theater. It shut its doors in 1964 and was slated to become a parking lot until a prominent Pittsburgher with good taste relished the idea of buying it and repurposing it into what it is today. All right, so how well do you think you know Pittsburgh? Well, round 2 certainly tested that. Let's go check the answers. Round 2, question 1. Mount Washington wasn't always called Mount Washington. What was its original name? The answer is Coal Hill. It was changed in 1876 to honor George Washington. It was originally called Coal Hill due to the coal seam at the base of the hill where it was mined. Prolific coal mining took place on the hill itself, and rock, most notably sandstone, was also quarried from the same hill. Question 2. Pittsburgh Hornets, who started in Detroit as the Olympics before relocating to the Steel City, played from 1936 to 1956 at the Duquesne Gardens, disbanded when that arena was torn down, and then started playing at their new home in the Civic Arena in 1961. The Hornets were a minor league team for what sport? That would be hockey. The Hornets actually started off in 1936 in the International Hockey League. And no, for you uber hockey nerds, they did not evolve from the Pittsburgh Shamrocks, who were also an IHL team, but only played one season. In 1940, the IHL became the American Hockey League, or AHL. When the Gardens, the old sports venue, was torn down, the Hornets had no home, so they disappeared. Then in 1961, the Civic Arena opened, and the Hornets reformed, playing as a farm club for the Detroit Red Wings. They did pretty well, winning a division championship in 1964 and a Calder Cup in 1967. But then they shut down because the National Hockey League had expanded. Pittsburgh got a team, and the rest is hockey history. Question 3. This male comedy trio was known for their slapstick movies in the 1930s and 40s and played many shows in Pittsburgh over the years, including at Kennywood, the Regent Theater, and the Holiday House in Monroeville. Name the trio. This should have been an easy one. The Three Stooges. As covered in an episode, the Stooges had a family connection to Pittsburgh, but we won't give away details in case you haven't heard that episode yet. Question 4. In the 1850s, whale oil was the predominant source of energy for lighting, but the huge demand had brought the world whale population close to extinction. In 1859, Edwin Drake applied the same technology being used in salt mines to find a solution to the fuel problem. What did Drake do? Drake drilled the first commercial oil well. Now, it was up in Titusville, about 80 miles north of Pittsburgh, but a lot of that oil found its way to the city and the first oil refinery in the Western Hemisphere and helped fuel the ongoing industrial might of Pittsburgh and the entire region. Question 5. This grand structure sitting at 600 Penn Avenue was originally built as the Loews and United Artists Penn Theater. It shut its doors in 1964 and was slated to become a parking lot until a prominent Pittsburgher with good taste relished the idea of buying it and repurposing it into what it is today. The answer is, okay, did you get the clue when I said relished? It's Heinz Hall, named after Henry J. Heinz II, the grandson of the original H.J. Heinz. So Junior partnered with the Symphony, the Mellon Foundation, Allegheny Conference, and Urban Redevelopment Authority. The cost to purchase the building was, are you ready for this? $850,000. And even in 1967, that was a small sum for such a huge building right downtown. Today, Heinz Hall is the home of the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra and hosts all kinds of artistic performances, including the Broadway series. All right, that was a fun round, wasn't it? If you're playing along, give yourself a thumbs up for all the stuff you know about Pittsburgh. Now, the last few minutes of the show are upon us, so get ready, because here we go with the bonus question. This European country was created May 31st, 1918, when two smaller nations signed the Pittsburgh Agreement in an effort to prevent being assimilated or absorbed by the Central Powers of Germany, Austria, and Hungary by forming an independent republic. All right, you kind of had to know a little bit about history, or you might have seen the historic marker downtown. The answer is Czechoslovakia. Pittsburgh had, and still does, the biggest population of Slovaks in the U.S. So when World War I was raging and the Austro-Hungarian Empire was starting to fall apart, it looked like the Slovaks and the Czechs, each small independent countries in Eastern Europe, would be swallowed up. A large contingent of Slovaks and some Czech representatives worked together, pushed leaders in Washington, London, Paris, and Rome to help out, and created a new independent nation. 24 Czech and Slovak delegates met at the Loyal Order of the Moose building downtown Pittsburgh, signed the agreement, and the U.S. and other allies instantly recognized the new sovereign nation. And as mentioned, there is a historical marker. It's down at the corner of Penn Avenue and 7th Street, commemorating the event. And that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, nailed some of the answers, and learned some things along the way. Please keep checking back for the latest episode. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
What? You're never gonna believe this. We'll leave that nugget for next time. So if you want more wacky Pittsburgh trivia, be sure to subscribe and we'll invite you back to our next episode. But if you just can't wait, visit our website at pittsburghtriviapodcast.com, where we think Pittsburgh trivia isn't trivial.